Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat, and today, well, we're not quite finishing the heroic just yet. We still have 120 points left to get, but it will be coming soon. We've got our Blake Monroe, we've got Ludwig Kaiser, Ricky Saints, Jordan Grace, Bradshaw, Xavier Woods, and Scott Steiner. But also, we have our daily streak today, which is a very, very special one, because... there we go. Okay, the unhinged Becky Lynch was nothing special, but it's the next one that is the special one. And there we go. There is our Bray Wyatt of the Wyatt 6. Now, what I'm interested in is if you get the Pro... Now, with the old versions of this, before we got the Eon ones, when you got the Pro, the mask of whoever it was would light up. So I'm very curious as to what actually lights up with Bray Wyatt himself. So that's very, very interesting and cool. Let's take a quick look at our Bray Wyatt, now that we have him. If we go into recent, there we go. We have a whole bunch of images that we could swap into. Some very cool old school ones. I think that's more the Eater World version. Perhaps when he was with Matt Hardy. That was the Firefly Funhouse. I think this is the first version of The Fiend that we got. Ah, yes, the Burn version from when Randy Orton set him on fire. That one's quite cool. The limited edition version. But I think the one that I'm actually going to stick with is this one, because I think this one really fits with the image that's going on. So there we are, that is one we are going to stick with. Let's go ahead and lock down our Blake Monroe. A very interesting thing about Blake Monroe is in the latest set of AEW figures, there is a Mariah May figure, which is of course Blake Monroe, and in the next set of WWE figures, there is an AEW Andrade figure. So they accidentally have this crossover purely because it takes so long for both companies to make figures. And now, let's go ahead and play our free games. So we've got our free bonus pack, which has a 5% chance at having the card that we didn't get, the Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, We're Not Friends flip event card. Let's go back over here and we'll turn in these cards to Halloween Havoc. We may be able to get another Alexa Bliss. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get anything else with the amount of time we have left. Still need 8 more. We do have our bunches of pumpkins. Let's go ahead and use this one. See if we can get a Kairi Sane out of this. I'll go for this one. No, I think I'm fine. I was considering it, but I chose not to. And you get another one in 12 hours. Let's go ahead and play our quick game of Tomb Smasher. That didn't go anywhere. And neither did that one. Okay. Off to a tremendous start. Okay. I think I'm just going to go ahead and claim an exit there. 'Cause I didn't see that really helping out tremendously with us. We at least get our 10 legacy cards. And we've got 3 rare draft picks as well. Let's see if we can get anything cool from these. Tongaloa, Hank Walker, and a Robert Roode. Nothing particularly special from among them. And I think we can just go ahead and dust all 3 of those. And we'll turn in these cards. We are getting close to that Alexa Bliss. And now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to make a few pros. I apologise, ladies and gentlemen, I was attacked by a sneeze. So what pros do we have to make? That is an excellent question. Thought I was about to sneeze again, but I didn't. Okay. So we've got to make our pro of the Billy Gunn and the Road Dogg. We've got to make our pro of Aleister Black. We're going to make the pro of Tiffany Stratton. And I think we have to make the pro of Becky Lynch. But our Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are not quite there yet. We have to wait for them. And of course we'll be making F1s of Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, Aleister Black and Becky Lynch as well. Which will help free up a few spaces for us. We can also make a pro of the Advocate Paul Heyman if we really wanted. So, yes, let us now begin with that. What one will we start with? I think we'll start with the New Age Outlaws. Now, of course, Road Dogg doesn't have all of his variants. You don't need the variants maxed out in order to make the pro. You just need them both to be at level 100 and have their 100 matches. That is the important thing. So let's go ahead and combine Billy Gunn and Road Dogg. Oh, that's pretty cool. Your ass better call somebody. It feels like that should be a startup animation rather than on a loop animation, but it seems that it's just going to keep looping that. Let's see, if we flip it over to the Road Dogg, yes. Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. That is pretty cool. I'm not sure which one I prefer, Road Dogg or Billy Gunn. It's difficult to say. Let's go ahead and fortify. There we are. And we will train him up later. Next up is the Aleister Black, which we are going to make the pro of. Both have level 100, the 100 matches, and all 10 variants. And there we are. There is the pro of Aleister Black. Summoning from the cauldron, the Black Mass, if you will. Yeah, there is a bit of a startup animation there. Like where he breathes in and starts the vortex. That's pretty cool. And on the other side, it's the darkness that comes together to form Aleister Black. Which makes more sense for Aleister Black than most of the other characters. We are, of course, going to make that an F1. And there we are. We'll train that up in a minute. Next one, let's go with the Becky Lynch. Since we've been going through all of the flip cards thus far. Neither of them have their variants, but they both have level 100 and their 100 matches. So let's go ahead and combine these two. And there she is. There's our Medusa version of Becky Lynch with all the snakes biting and hissing away. Oh, so they does have a startup animation where they all try and snap at you. And of course the flip version, the shadows come together to form Becky Lynch. To form the man, Becky Lynch. What? Let's fortify into an F1 for Becky Lynch as well. Which is going to be very, very cool. And our last one that we need to do for just now is the Battle Pass Tiffany Stratton. And it is indeed Tiffy time. It's very unfortunate that she's no longer the holder of this championship. But let's go ahead and combine. And there is our vampire Tiffany Stratton. I'm not sure what exactly she's supposed to be doing with her hand on the left-hand side here. She's just meant to be like holding onto her hair. She's got a couple of bats flying around her. Now, is there a startup animation? That is what I'm interested in seeing. A very brief one that fades in and she does a little wink and holds up her glass. Okay, interesting. Right, let's level up these cards then, shall we? Seems that the Aleister Black is the strongest one. It's possible because he has 4 of his 5 variants, or 5 of his 10 variants, sorry. Road Dogg only has 4 of his 10. Tiffany Stratton has 2 of her 5. Becky Lynch has 0. And of course, Bray Wyatt is not a pro. Let's go ahead and train up our cards. Use the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes here. And there we go. So at level 105, well F1 even, he has 98.62 thousand in speed, 107.6 thousand in toughness, 120.5 thousand in power, and 123.9 thousand in charisma with his flipped form. And of course Black Mass gives 2,333 to both power and charisma. And there are the flipped stats for anyone that wanted to see them. Gives Black Mass gives 4,846 to toughness and speed instead. Now we're going to do Road Dogg here. And with Ray Phoenix, that should be enough to reach the maximum level. So there we are, Road Dogg has 96.09 thousand in toughness. He has 108.4 thousand in power, 118.9 thousand in charisma, and 124.9 thousand in speed. With Shake, Rattle and Roll giving 3,445 to both speed and charisma. And on the other side, Billy Gunn gets 2,423 to speed and charisma, and he has the current stats of 97.49 thousand in power, 107.3 thousand in toughness, 118.2 thousand in speed, and 125.3 thousand in charisma. And now let's train up our Tiffany Stratton. Using Kane, the big red machine. And our Tiffany Stratton has 96.12 thousand in toughness, 100.7 thousand in power, 117.3 thousand in charisma, and 121,000 in speed. And last up is our Becky Lynch. We're just going to use the Unseen 17 greatest of all time big match John Cena. And there are Becky Lynch has 96.69 thousand in speed, 103.3 thousand in power, 109.2 thousand in charisma, and 119.1 thousand in toughness. And when we flip that, it's going to be 96.69 thousand in power, 103.3 thousand in toughness, 109.2 thousand in speed, and 119.1 thousand in charisma. And of course, 3,634 to speed and charisma for the manhandle slam. On the other side, it's 5,868 to both speed and charisma with the manhandle slam, which is very, very cool indeed. Now, I think the last things we need to do are to pro, of course, the double heroic Seth freaking Rollins once we get them. They are both ready to pro, so once we do get that heroic upgrade on Seth Rollins, we will be indeed making the pro, and of course we still need to work on the Alexa Bliss and the Charlotte Flair, which we are getting ever closer to. And with our daily streaks, we have now got the Bray Wyatt, so it'll be interesting to see what the next daily streak is going to be. The next daily streak will be starting later tonight, because big old Grandcat took a little while to make this video. I just fell asleep last night and then woke up and did a little bit more before continuing. I just realised Seth Rollins' outfit here reminds me of a character from Has-Been Hotel, one of the highest overlords, and I wonder if there's any correlation. I think his name is Zestio. I think that's his name. Big insect creature, but that would be very, very cool if there was any kind of relevance to that, or if there's any kind of thing with this outfit. It puts me a little bit in mind of Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skellington's little outfit with all the little parts coming off the little centerpiece. If anyone knows if there's anything that this outfit is supposed to actually be based on, let me know in the comment section below, because I'm very, very curious about it. And now that we've made all those pros, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use this to train up a few of these cards just at the end of this. We're only 6 matches away from finishing our limited edition Rhea Ripley, and she seems insanely strong, which is very, very cool. Actually, I think those are fine. I think we'll leave them the way that they are. And yes, there we go. Alright, well, I'm going to continue playing this. I only need to do, realistically, 12 more games, so long as you use point doublers. And we've got 4 of them already. So I think there'll be another video going up in the next couple of hours, unless I get distracted, which I'm known to do, where we'll be seeing what the double heroic Seth freaking Rollins looks like. And then after that, oh, that's quite cool, it's the tag team champions. And they lost, right? But I think we should be getting that pro of Seth freaking Rollins Double Heroic Pro very, very soon. And then what I'm going to focus on is completing campaign mode. I'm going to try and put in some work with that now that I've made some of the pros. Actually, we do have one more thing to do, and that is to look at the Battle Pass quest and see if we can get an F1 of the previous Battle Pass, because we needed to do 150 matches with Tiffany Stratton. And I believe that I should have been able to do that by now. There we are, there's Tiffany and Rhea Ripley. A team of power. There's our double heroic Roman Reigns. Which I think the double heroic Roman Reigns might be in the previous double heroic that we made. Also, in wrestling news, I am very, very excited to see who the 16 competitors are that are going to compete in a tournament to determine who will be John Cena's final opponent. I think that's a very, very cool way of doing it, rather than a just straight up reveal. So I think we can expect some very cool people in that event. So let's go ahead and claim some of these. So we'll get the Tiffy time packs, which didn't really give us very much of anything there. Now the rarity draft picks we're going to keep for when we get the legacy card, which someone told me was Great Khali. I mean, we've never had a Great Khali card before, so that'd be interesting. And there we go, there is our third Liv Morgan card, and we are going to just go ahead and fortify Liv Morgan into an F1. And there she is. And that should be pretty strong. Let's go ahead and train her up. That will do it. And there we go, our fully leveled Liv Morgan at F1 has 113.6 thousand in power, 125,000 in toughness, 140.3 thousand in speed, and 145.9 thousand into charisma. So we have managed to accomplish quite a lot here today, and I think we are well underway for starting campaign once again. But first, I am going to get this double heroic Seth freaking Rollins. So with that said, folks, that is now going to be it for this little video, and I really hope that you've all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so that you can see when more of these glorious little videos go out. And we shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.